This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
Tonight, an investigation continues after a shooting involving an Alton police officer left the suspect dead. During a shootout, the suspect injured the officer and killed his K-9. Thanks for being here. I'm Robert Townsend. Vernon Randall Jr. died after he fired shots at the officer. That officer, Alton Averback, and his K-9, Alton. Now, Alton died from his injuries. Officer Averback is still recovering at home. As Illinois State Police continue to investigate the shooting, an Alton woman is shining a light on the importance of police K-9 units. 5 on your side's Travis Cummings tells us more.
Shellen Brown's 8-year-old German Shepherd Warden is her pride and joy.
When you get your belly?
It was difficult for the Alton native to hear about the K-9 killed in the line of duty this week.
Yeah, it just made me think of how I would feel if that happened to my dog, you know. I would want him to be protected as well as possible.
Alton police officer Alton Averback, pictured here, is recovering at home after a shootout with the suspect. Averback's K-9 partner, Alton, didn't survive.
It was very sad. I felt really bad for the officer and the dog, everybody involved.
Brown worries about dogs in this line of work.
I'm hearing of shooting every other week or so, same areas of the town. So I just think these dogs should be protected a little bit better than they are.
Many police departments don't have a budget for K-9s because they're considered a specialty unit, so they rely on public or corporate donations. The dogs alone can cost between $15,000 and $45,000, according to the National Police Dog Foundation. Other funds are used for resources like protective vests.
Technically, this is our first officer that we've lost in a long time, even though it was a K-9. They're part of the team.
Alton Mayor David Growens, a former police officer himself, is proud to see how the community is rallying around these animals to make sure they get that support. The department acknowledged the many contacts, deliveries, and donations that have come in. Resources that can all save a K-9's life.
The outpouring is, I think, relative to the fact that this was a law enforcement team member.
Some careless act for them to be taken away so quickly, it just bothers me.
Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
To support these brave animals, you can write a check and make it payable to the Alton Police Department's K-9 program. The second way to donate is through Mustache March 4 PD. Now, hours ago, the family of Ferguson police officer Travis Brown shared a positive update on his condition. The Ferguson officer was tackled by a protester on the 10th anniversary of Michael Brown's death. Brown remains in a coma, but his family says his doctors are gradually reducing sedation and pneumonia symptoms are subsiding. Now, they are hopeful he will wake up soon. For weeks, community members have rallied their support for Officer Brown. Tonight, multiple fundraisers will be held in his honor. The Drink House in Pagedale is holding a fundraiser tonight at 7. They hope to raise at least $20,000 for Officer Brown and his family. Just an hour before that, the 12th annual Backstopalooza concert kicks off in Chesterfield. All proceeds go towards Backstoppers, Inc., which is also supporting Officer Brown. What happened in Ferguson following the fatal shooting of Michael Brown Jr. back in 2014 spurred change within municipal courts all across our region. A legal advocacy group is accusing multiple cities of throwing people in jail to make money. Our Mercedes McKay exposes the trickle-down effect, changing people's lives forever.
It started with anger and frustration and hopelessness.
It's been a long road for Umi Okoli, a journey that began over 14 years ago and one that's never ending.
This is a pain I have to carry with me for the rest of my life, and they can't erase that for me.
The 55-year-old was pulled over, handcuffed, and put behind bars dozens of times. Ticketed for things like driving without updated license tags or expired insurance.
It's a way of trying to manage life when you have 2 kids and make $32,000 a year and are a single parent.
At one point, Okoli had warrants in 11 municipalities, from Florissant to Ferguson to Normandy, sometimes sitting in jail for days.
My life was being impacted greatly. My kids were missing their mother, not knowing when she was going to come home from jail.
It wasn't until Okoli was introduced to Arch City Defenders that she finally realized she wasn't in this fight alone. Okoli was 3 of 52 debtors' prison class action lawsuits the legal advocacy group filed between 2014 to 2024.
The basic argument in those cases that we've made is that treating someone differently because they don't have money is a constitutional violation.
Calling the abuse debtors' prisons. Executive Director Blake Strode claims this went on for years, Michael Brown's death bringing the situation to light.
It helped a lot of people to gain a better understanding of why there was so much upset and outrage.
Arch City Defenders worked to change that mistreatment. A new report revealing the impact made by sweeping reforms.
What we've seen are drops in municipal court revenues and tickets and warrants of not, 10, 15%, but of 70, 80, 90%.
The report shows from 2014 to 2023, municipal court revenue in Ferguson dropped by 95.2%. Tickets issued declined by 91.8%, and warrants issued decreased by 95.3%.
Through settlements of those cases, we've been able to collect millions of dollars.
But no amount of money can bring back the time lost.
I wish it was enough money so that my son doesn't have to look back on that would hurt. I wish it was enough money to give me back my dignity.
Let's make sure we have all the...
While the past decade brought positive change, Strode believes the problem is far from over, calling for a consolidation of St. Louis's municipal courts.
We haven't been bold enough as a region to adopt that kind of transformation.
It's a brave move that must be done to move our region forward.
I'm hopeful that people are in the fight to make change, but yet the change is so slow.
Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
You can find our full coverage on Michael Brown's death and the unrest in Ferguson by texting the word Ferguson to 314-425-5355.